Group.
Oh, your group. Okay. We will start your group dulu lah, boleh Sam?
Okay.
All right.
I'll share screen first.
Okay.
其中
Morning, everyone. So we are from Group 7, which is Ain'ni, Suijong, and me and Jisam. So we are about to present the role of registered valuer, appraiser, estate agent, and property manager. Next. So the first one is the role of valuer and appraiser. According to Section 19, they shall subject to the provision of this act as a registered valuer and or appraiser who has been issued with an authority to practice by board, and they shall also be entitled to practice his profession to undertake a valuation of the land and building and all interest therein. For example, the trees, the crops, furniture, fixture, and others. And B is the valuation of land and building for all the interest therein required for feasibility studies. Maybe for example, for the new development and project management, court proceeding, for example, for the divorce case and arbitration and for other purpose. Next. Next, I'll pass to Chisam. Hi, Chisam.
Sorry, I forgot to open my. Okay, for the role of estate agent, we will refer to the section 22B, the estate agent practice. A person undertakes estate agent practice if he work as an agent for a commission, fee, reward, or other consideration in respect of any sale of other disposal of land and building and of any interest therein. Furthermore, they also can the estate agent can also work as in respect of any purchase or other acquisition of the land and building, and he also can do the estate agent practice in respect of the any leasing of letting or letting of land and building, and the estate agent can also collect the reward in respect of marketing of the land, which can refer to the subsection of D. Marketing of the land, building of any interest therein for the sales for such sale or disposal, purchase or acquisition, or leasing or letting referred to in paragraph A, B, and C. And last but not least, the estate agent can also do the practice of the property management, such as the tenancy administration. But the job is only minor, means that they can only do the rental collection, payment of outgoings, arrangement for minor repair, such as the issue of the plumbing issue in the condominium, or the light fixture, or the replacement of the floor tile. And it's all for the estate agent practice. Next, I will pass to Ain'ni.
Hi, I will continue property manager, and it's under section 22I. Property management practice include enforcing the term of lease and other agreement pertaining to the property, and B, preparing budget and maintaining the financial records for the property. This is referring to the financial management in the property perspective. C is monitoring outgoing for the property and making payment out of the income from the property. Outgoing such as maintenance and management fee, quick rent, and fire insurance. D, advising on sales, purchasing, and letting decisions. E, advising on insurance matters. F, advising on the opportunity for the realization of development or investment potential of the property. This is referring to the opportunity for development. And G is advising on the necessity for upgrading the property or for the matching of interest. H, managing and maintaining the building and facilities attached to the building. The types of maintenance in Malaysia property management standard include plant management and collective maintenance. I is making or checking of inventories of furnitures, fixtures, trade stock, plant or machinery or other effects. That's all from our group. Thank you.
All right, thank you. So, what was the reason you had to represent your presentation? Was it because why was it?
Because because doctor remember wrongly. Actually, we don't have to represent.
You don't have to present balik ke?
Like last time, our slide got a big problem, but doctor say you just alter and you upload. Then after that, the last week, she feel like she remember wrongly lah. She just say, maybe you need to represent.
I see. Oh, okay lah, tak apa lah. Actually, your presentation is very good. I think we get the sense that you're well versed in what is the practice of valuer, what is the practice of estate agent, and what is the practice of property manager, which is good. And I hope the rest of you guys also benefited from this as well. I know it's different from, I guess, from previous presentation that speaks on what is their, this is role, right? What is, like, what, as a valuer, what governs you, you know? Not governs, what is the rule that you have to adhere to? But this one is basically explaining, you know, the exact practice of valuer. And it's good that Sri Jong mentioned about the divorce. So that, you know, you're just not needed only by the bank, but also by other people as well. Okay, so that's good. And also the inclusion of tenancy administration in the practice of estate agent, as well as the many tasks or roles that a property manager has to perform. And I think next week we will read the Malaysian Property Management Standards together. So yeah, maybe we'll talk more about property managers next week. Okay. So next group, there's 3 groups, right? So Sui Jong, Sam, and Kainis are done. Well done. Thank you so much for the presentation. I have no question. I think it was pretty much spelled out. So next group will be, I see Adiba. Adiba, you're supposed to present also today, right? Okay, so Adiba punya group lah present next.
Okay.
Assalamualaikum and a very good morning to Dr. Zaf and my fellow friends.
Today, my group will present the requirement to be a registered estate agent and their codes of conduct and ethics. Next. What is estate agency practice? According to Part 5A, Section 22B of Act 242, if a person acts as an agent or hold himself out to a public or any individual or firm for commission, fee, reward, or other considerations, the estate agent practice any sales or other disposals of the lands and building and any interest therein, any purchase or other acquisitions of land and building and any interest therein, any leasing or lettings of the land, making known of the availability of land and building. And in respect of tenancy administration, they include rental collection, payments of outgoing, arrangements of minor repairs, and handing over and taking over of positions of the property of any land and building and any interest therein. Next, I will hand over this presentation to Fawaz.
Thank you, Vida. Now I'll continue on how to practice estate agency. Estate agency practice is a recognized profession and therefore it is necessary to conduct the operation from a proper office and requirements to operate as estate agency firm. The term of proper office here was explained in details in the Standard 1 Malaysian Estate Agency Standard 1.3.0. It says that the proper office must be a business premise and been approved under a commercial use. It must not be a place of residence, such as apartment or condos. It must not be a temporary site sales office or a property gallery. And virtual or service offices are not considered as a proper office. And the requirement to operate as estate agency firm are as follows. They will need real estate negotiators, which will assist the registered estate agent in the conduct of estate agency practice. The basis of appointment, number of rent, and requirement to be rent are all explained in the 2.2.2 of Standard 2 Malaysian Estate Agency Standard. It says that the estate agent must maintain a register of his negotiators, ensure their negotiators been registered with the board and others. B. Client's account. In Part 8, Rule 49, Rule 61. The client's account is the estate agency firm's account kept at a bank or building society for the sole purpose of holding client's money. So, every registered estate agent firm must keep at least one client's account and must maintain it. C is signboard advertisement in Part 9 and Part 11 of rules. The purpose of signboard and advertisement is to announce his name or promote his business in the process or in any publication or in any location unrelated to his actual place of business, and to advertise the service provided by them. Next, Code of Conduct and Ethics of Registered Estate Agent was explained in Part 10 of Rules 83-210. It includes and explains the service, the conduct of registered estate agent, the duty of real estate agent to protect the public against fraud. It explains the real estate agent shall not seek unfair advantage over other real estate agents. And there were many more details explained in Part 10 of Rules 83-110. I think that's all from me. I'll pass to Adibah to continue the presentation.
Okay, so question 2 is what are the duties of estate agent? So we can see that in Part 10, Rule 8. So an estate agent shall provide his or her services to the client or employer with first is absolute fidelity, which is he has to be loyal to his duties and also his organization. and he must be truthful and honest. Second is uphold the interest of his client and the dignity of his professions, and to practice his profession with devotion to the high ideals of integrity, honor and courtesy, loyalty to his country, and finally, in a spirit of fairness and goodwill to his fellow valuers, employees, and subordinates. And one thing to add, wait. I'm looking at the book. Okay. So also a registered estate agent should refrain from any act that abuses or takes advantage from his client for his personal benefit or gain, and also the conduct of a registered estate agent in relation to other registered estate agents shall be characterized by candor, courtesy, and fairness. So he should respect other estate agents lah, basically. That's what I understand. Yeah. So that's all from us. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for the presentation. I think it was brief and I think concise. How was it and present the second part today? So that was well, that was very good also. I get the impression that you are pretty much well versed on all the rules and standard as with Vidat. Vidat was the first presenter kan? Vidat as well as you kan? Vidat kan?
Ya, Doktor.
And then with Adiba also explaining the duties. But Adiba emphasizes more on the ethic codes, I would say, of the duty of an estate agent, where she explains that you need to have respect, etc. So I have one question. So how do we ensure that as registered estate agents, we can fulfill that duty as an estate agent, whereby that we will devotion. What was the word, Adiba? There was fairness, loyalty. You need to have some devotion. You have to protect your client's interests, etc. So how do we do that as a registered estate agent? Okay. Hello. Adiba, how was Vidat?
Tengah fikir, Doktor.
Saya fikir okay, boleh. Anyone else who has some thought on this as well, on how do you ensure that you as a registered estate agent that you uphold this ethics of having all this devotion, itu je word I paling ingat, devotion, fairness and integrity. Remember, like yesterday's class, I think the video or the core values of the estate agent emphasizes many times on fairness and integrity. So how do we do that as a registered estate agent?
Kalau kan kita akan ada macam scale of fees kan.
Ada apa? Office? Okay.
Scale of fees.
Scale of fees, okay.
So jangan kelentong kat situ.
You have to be honest lah kan.
Yeah.
Jadi jangan kelentong di situ. Di situ kelentong ke di mana-mana je?
Di mana-mana.
So you have to be honest and truthful all the time. So what could be an example of a situation where a registered estate agent who are not honest and fair or doesn't have integrity, what would happen? What would be the scenario?
So seller and buyer being more into scam made by the agent.
Macam mana ni Guan?
Seller and buyer will being lied by the estate agent. I think in terms of those market trends, something like that.
Oh, yeah, that could happen. Uh, Previously there was like apa untruthful or estate agent who collected extra fees that's like way above the payment schedule or the scale that they can, right? Because as an estate agent you cannot go above, like in the standard it says 2%, but you cannot get more than what is stated under the board, right? Okay, so that's another. Thank you, Likuan. So anything else this group wants to add on the possible scenario?
Doctor,
Mm-hmm.
in rules 96, it says that no registered estate agent shall claim that his services are better than that of other registered estate agent, whether in those words or in words of like effect through any form of advertisement.
Okay. And that will be a potential scenario, is it? Can? Betul? Yes. So everybody should play fair and not say you're better than the other one. So Fawaz, is that what you're trying to tell us?
Yeah, that's correct.
So this is also a potential scenario where if you're a registered estate agent, you cannot pull down and say, oh, dia punya reality like dia punya estate agency is not good, you have to go with us. So yeah, so that is one good example as well. And as a registered estate agent, we should uphold this core value as well as all these ethic codes. Okay. Previously, like before estate agents were under the board of valuers and appraiser, they were not regulated. So many problems happen in the market. Everybody were like sharks trying to get commissions in selling, etc. So until there were so many complaints, and because they were not regulated, that's why the board took them in. So became board of valuers, appraisers, and estate agents, right? So, and then fast forward many years, there was many complaints on property managers. So, and then board also adopted them. So now there's everybody under one board. Okay. So anyways, obviously, every single profession like valuers, estate agents, and property managers all have their own ethic conduct, a code of conduct of ethics. I'll tell you more about property managers next week. Okay. So instead of estate agents, I think it was well presented that these are their duties and what they're supposed to do. And if you are a registered estate agent, this should be part of you already, that you have to have this fairness and integrity. You should not become a shark in the market and trying to eat everybody, so that you can get the piece of the price. So okay, so that's why it's important that this profession is regulated and also is considered a professional course or professional body or professional job, so that you are liable, okay, for whatever transactions that you do and whatever marketing that you do, whatever tenancy administration that you do. Okay, so thank you, Group Adiba, Fawaz, and also Widad. So last presentation, there's only three, right? Last, I think, is Chua Tianwan. Are you here?
Yes, doctor.
Yeah, okay. So you can present screen, and then when you're ready, you can present, okay?
Hello, can everyone see my screen?
You can see, I can see my face. Okay, now I can see this one. Okay.
Okay, Mark, it's starting with the
Let's start with the introduction. Okay. Okay, so we are the last group here, and this group will present about code of conduct and ethics of the registered estate agents. So yeah, I should start with the first group. Okay. So I will just brief about the key points lah. Okay. So about rules 83 of code 10. Okay, about service. So every registered estate agent need to provide service with absolute fidelity, put clients' interest before themselves, with dignity, honor, and courtesy. All right, this is a concept. So rule 84 basically talk about we should do it in a professional manner lah. This is a professional work, and then we cannot abuse client for personal gain, and again all our conducts by registered agents should be characterized by candor, courtesy, and fairness lah. Okay, rule 85 basically we talk about level of competence, whereby we need to have that how to say competitive edge, right? We need to provide the competent service to our clients, all right, with the board standards lah, all right, and we should refer to, all right, which I mean clients have the right to expect us to act accordingly to the standards of the board, and we shall not take professional services that's out of our field of competence, whereby we are a registered agent. So if we don't have the B license, then we might not do the regulation work, right? Or if so, then we need to the clients need to know about this, whereby we don't have this field of competence about this particular work. Okay, so next. Next. Yeah. So about rule 86, agents need to be keep informed, keep on updated about the latest trend, latest conditions, all sort of things regarding also about the laws, regulations, policies, etc. Okay, so we have the good position to advise the clients. Okay, and then rule 87 basically talk about protection of public, whereby we cannot do, I mean, for our clients, we cannot have fraud, misrepresentation, unethical practices, etc. And cannot mislead clients in any transaction, basically. So Rule 88 basically talk about personal interest of a registered as agent need to be disclosed to clients. So whereby if we have any connections, interests, affiliations to our service, so say we have a friend that is a ready buyer for this particular transaction, and then I can get more, say somehow like I can get more commission for this particular transaction, by marking up the price higher, etc. So this all personal interest need to be disclosed to the clients, right? And we cannot also purchase for immediate family members or any entity that has ownership interest, which means that personal gain thing is we cannot do against this. This is a code need to follow. All right, the next rule 89. So about rule 89, right? According to the 7th schedule, okay, we have a limit about our fee for our work, professional work. But with consent of the board, we can have extra of the fee. Okay, and for each particular transaction, we can only have one fixed fee, right? And yeah. So for the next rule 90, acceptance of commissions on expenditures. So a registered estate agent shall not accept third-party commission, which means that